Hi, Elf Wink here, Santa's gaming master. My father, Commander Wink, was the very first gaming master, and he and Santa would travel around the world for weeks at a time seeking game ideas. So I would often drop by to help out Mrs. Claus. One day I noticed a little pile of rags on the back step, and as I reached for the doorknob, it moved. Peeling back layers, I found an orphaned moose calf with a note impaled on one antler. Please help little Moosey. He has nobody else. Oh dear, Mrs. C said as I laid him by the fire. I sent for Santa and the commander. They'll know just what to do, Winky. I winced. She knew I hated that IE on the end now that I was practically all grown up. But she was right, of course. They did know. Santa listened carefully, then said that he trusted the commander to deal with it. My father nodded sagely, and then, to my horror, turned to me and said in front of everyone, Wink found him. What do you think, son? He was always doing stuff like that to me. Other kids' dads would say, go there, find this, do that. I've heard them do it. But not the commander. No sirree. Not even simply, go figure it out, son. Nope. With me, he was always like, what are you doing now? And why? I thought for a moment and said simply, he's here and needs help. Let's help. I continued, it'll be a challenge at first, but should get easier as he grows up. And just like that, I became his babysitter. Spring and summer flew by. I rarely went to the workshops after school. I didn't even go to Candy Canyon with my friends. Instead, Mo and I were up in the hills every day working on something I didn't want anyone else to find out about, in case it didn't work. Using some magic oats I smuggled from the reindeer barn, I was teaching Mo how to fly. Well, trying to anyway. Although Mo was trying very hard, he just couldn't seem to get the hang of it. I was just about to give up when Mo did it. He was flying. Then he looked down, panicked, and fell right on top of me. Gradually, though, Mo caught on. By first frost, he could do flips, touch and goes, and ledge landings. Okay, so he isn't as nimble as a reindeer, and I guess I'd call his top speed glacial at best. But he's so much stronger than a reindeer. I bet he could pull Santa's sleigh by himself. And I never told him why this was so secret. I wanted him to enter the stakes. Every Halloween, on All Saints' Day, we hold the North Pole's annual Festival of Snow, and the grand finale is the Santa's Sleigh Stakes, which determine the Christmas Eve team. So it's the last place you'd expect a moose. So I would spring my plan on everybody at the same time, including, especially, the moose. And so, as we approached the starting line, nobody knew what was up. The judge said, please clear the track, the race will begin. I said, stay right where you are, Mo, as I stepped off the track. I held his gaze as the judge, staring pointedly at Mo, said again, off the track, please, only racers allowed. Speaking loud enough for all to hear, I said, Mo wants to compete. I say we let him. Though he was as confused as everyone else, I nonetheless could tell Mo still trusted me. Want to show them you can fly? I whispered. Moe's eyes lit up. Then he turned to the judge. "I can fly," he said simply. "I'd like to race." There was a moment of stunned silence, and then pandemonium broke out all around us. Some reindeer rolled around in the snow, laughing helplessly. Others roared about the absurdity of the idea, and I waited to see what Santa or the commander would say. That's when it happened. A deafening silence struck the crowd as it fell away before a figure who strode toward us. I stepped in front of Moe, readying for a fight, and nearly cried with relief when I saw who it was. Rudolph has been Festival Grand Marshal my whole life, and to this day, nobody's ever gotten close to his record in the stakes. Rudolph's eyes flashed, each young reindeer quailing in turn as his angry gaze found them. With a toss of his massive antlers, he turned to Moe with, I swear, a quick wink and said, "Want to join in all of our reindeer games?" Moe lost, of course. Worst time in history. But everyone who saw the look on his face as he crossed that finish line 10 minutes behind the rest agrees that it shall always be one of the finest moments of their life.